This is the install video for the low-range transmission from GCM put into an SCX10 chassis, and we're going to start the install with the tranny combo. So during the LRT transmission combo install from the other video on the web page, we want you to put in this back bracket right here, and you can see how that's put in right now. Also, you're going to want to install the case half onto the back of the transmission after you have the bracket installed. So during that video install, please just add the rear bracket. It just simply slides over the back of the transmission. And then you can continue on with the rest of the gears and what's required for the transmission case. The motor mount side requires one bracket, which will simply clip over the motor mount and insert the one screw as shown. Next up is the links and the chassis. You can see here we're using an SCX2 as our donor, and keep in mind we're using all the factory links. You can see here that we've got the track bar in the factory position. The other link suspension is just using the factory parts from the SCX2. We're using the dual servo mount from GCM as our servo mounting option, and our Shapeways bumper mount bracket as well. But the geometry has not changed in the front at all. So the drive shafts can be just pushed out of the way, so make sure that your top link is in this position right here on the right hand side of the vehicle. We're going to move on to the steering links here, and this is the new steering shaft and bent rod ends that come in the kit for the SCX2 low range tranny combo mount. Take note that the servo is in this position here with the arm like this, and then the first bent rod end goes below the servo arm. When the assembly is done, it should look like this, and you've got the one bend coming down and the next bend leveling off the arm again on the steering side. We're going to install the motor mount combo now, and because you have the one side motor mount on, the frame bracket is in, the tranny combo should actually just slide into place. You're going to clip it over the frame and then just sit it onto the skid plate in the center, and it should actually just stay there by itself. With the truck on its side now, you can put in the two center screws. Those are the flatheads in the kit, and they drop right into the factory mount holes on the skid plate, and you can screw those in tight. Next up is adding the right hand side motor plate mount. I like to put the screwdriver in through the front. That is the button head screw that comes in the kit, and the motor mount actually clips right around the bracket, so the two of them kind of interlock, and because of the interlock, it's real easy to just keep screwing the thing together, and it will sort of self-align and clip into the frame pretty much all by itself. And so now you've actually successfully mounted your low-range transmission combo into the SCX10. This is a great time to add your motor wiring if you haven't done that already, because in our case we're going to put a scale motor over top. We're using the factory tactic servo over again, and of course it has these little stress tabs in here, the little gusset there, and when we're using the dual servo mount we have to trim those off on both sides because the servo will mount onto that flat section of the bracket. There's 4 screws, 2 on each side to assemble that, and you can drop those in. Make sure you check your alignment. You need to have the servo on the panhard side. The steering pushrod can go on now, I would start with the knuckle side first and get that attached. Then you can move to the servo side after you've centered the radio and the servo. Attach the horn again to the servo in its original position. And it's time for a test. Testing is always fun. Make sure you've got the full throw on your steering and everything seems to be free and working well. And then you want to check out your motor wiring, make sure that the forward and reverse motion is working well. The slow crawling is really quite good on this. Now we have lots of room for the interior. We are ready to finish up the rest of the build and put in all the inside bits, and we've got our battery tray in the front, so no more electronics for us, and we'll be ready to hit the trail. Thanks for watching. If you have any questions, please use the YouTube comments and we will answer you back as soon as we can.